All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Marketing Atlas show. Hope that you guys are doing amazingly well. I'm rocking my Semantic Mastery shirt because in 2 hours we have Hamday Hangouts as well, which is our SEO and agency building type of deal. So if you want to come there too, you're more than invited. It's semanticmastery.com/Hamday because it's Wednesday, so it's Hump Day. And welcome, guys, to the Marketing Atlas show. I hope that you guys are doing amazingly well. Today is the 17th of June, and this is episode 16, I think, or 17. I think we're in episode 17, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Yeah, we're in episode 17 right now, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so 17 weeks, and there's a lot of good stuff coming up. Hope that you guys are doing great. Yeah, episode 17. And we're live. We're live on marketingatlasshow.com. We're doing this every week at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you're watching the replay, thank you for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or whatever it is that you're watching this, thank you for watching as well. And if you're watching this after the fact that this is being posted, please go to marketingatlasshow.com and drop your questions there. I try to answer all of the questions that are dropped in there pretty much every single week. Okay, so go there. If you have advertising, if you have marketing questions, I'll be more than happy to help you guys out with everything and anything that I can, showing you some stuff, showing you some behind the scenes and all of that good stuff. All right, so we already have some questions and I'm excited to talk about them, but first I want to tell you guys that I'm probably, this is not sure, this is not certain, but probably going to be doing a live training next week about Facebook ads. So if you're interested in writing copy, if you're interested in scaling, if you're interested in launching ads and target the right type of people, DM me, send me a private message through any means, through Facebook, through YouTube, through whatever it is that you're watching this, and I'll send you a link so that you can join. We're going to be doing this live in a Facebook group, okay, that I put together for this training as well. So if you want to join my current Facebook group, go to hernanvazquez.com/Facebook. It's free to join, and we're going to give you more details over there, and I'm also going to be emailing my list. But again, I need to figure this out. It's going to be pretty awesome. It's going to be free training for you guys regarding Facebook ads, and a lot of good stuff, a lot of bonuses, and all of that good stuff. All right, guys, so with that being said, let's jump into the questions. Again, if you're watching this on YouTube, if you're watching this on anywhere else, on Facebook or whatever, go to marketingatlasshow.com to drop your question, because I can hardly operate the stream while monitoring all of those places. Okay, so I apologize for that. Okay, cool. So let's hop into the screen, and we have some questions already and ready to go. Okay, so we have Armand first with the heat. He's always bringing the good questions, the hard questions to answer, which are the type that I like, which is pretty cool. So Armand is asking, $0 in your bank account, 0 current content or assets. What do you do to land clients? And that's actually a great question. And let me tell you, what would I do if I had $0 in my bank account, if I had 0 assets, 0, nothing, like pretty much nothing, starting from scratch. All that I know is my craft. Okay, everything I know is my craft right now. So whatever that is, right? Whatever it is, your craft. So it can be running Facebook ads, be building sales funnels, it can be, I don't know, selling from stage, it can be email, it can be whatever, right? Whatever your craft is, that's all in here, but you lost everything. So what do you do? And let me tell you what I would do to land my first 5 to 10 clients. And you can definitely go ahead and land 5 to 10 clients with this method alone. Okay, are you ready? So here's the method that I recommend you use for everyone that's starting out, that have 0 money, that they cannot advertise and they don't have any content. I have the honor and the good luck of actually starting my YouTube channel, starting my Facebook group, starting my list 5 years ago, right? And I do have a body of work. But if you're not, here's what you want to do. Number one, you want to make the commitment of start to creating content pretty frequently. I would say basically every week. And the reason why is because the only way that you can separate yourself, it doesn't matter what you do, it will be commoditized. Even if you're like a super badass NASA engineer, there are probably some other engineers that are out there that can do things that you can. Okay, and in my case, I run Facebook ads. I'm a marketing consultant, so I deploy marketing strategies for people. That's what I do. And there are a lot of people out there that do the same that I do, right? And the thing that separates me from the rest of people, the thing that might separate you from the rest of folks, which will allow you to get clients inbound, is by creating content. Okay, there's no way around it. Now, content takes time. It does take time for people to consume it. It does take time for people to understand what you're doing. So it needs to be consistent. You need to be putting out content for the sake of putting out content. All right, not put out content for the sake of attracting clients. That is something that will come out later. But initially, you need to develop the habit of putting out content. So this is the first thing that I would do: put out content. Now this is a long-term strategy. Okay, this is a long-term strategy. And when I mean content, I mean any type of content: video content, blog posts. I used to write a lot of blog posts. I don't do that anymore. I really like video, for instance. But this is something that you want to go ahead and do. Put out content. Content is something that will separate yourself from the rest of the competition. Like whatever it is that you're doing, if you're selling an info product, if you have your agency, if you're a coach or consultant, people will gravitate towards you on the basis that you're putting out content. But this is not what I will do first, okay? So this is something that you want to start doing right away, because the best time to put out content was 5 years ago. The second best time to put out content is now, okay? So let me tell you that. But the first thing that I would go ahead and do, because you want to get clients right now, is this. I would join several Facebook groups or LinkedIn groups, but I personally I personally kind of experienced that this works better with Facebook groups. Some people are pulling this off with LinkedIn groups, but my element is Facebook, so I'm going to stick to Facebook. And what you want to do is to do two things. Number one, optimize your profile, okay? Optimize your social media profile, okay? So this is the first thing that you want to do. You want to optimize your social media profile. How do you do that? Well, you put out on your profile. Let's go to my profile. Well, actually, my profile is not a good example, unfortunately. But if you see a Facebook profile, it has a header, it has a link, it has a bio, it has content in the profile, right? So if somebody was looking for a fractional CMO, if somebody was looking for a marketing advisor, then they will go to my Facebook profile. They will know, okay, well, I have my 2 Club award, I have this, I have that. I'm putting out content about advertising, about marketing in general, right? So you want to optimize your social media profile. And the way you do this is, again, you create content and you use the header, you use the link section, specifically on Facebook, to actually get people to a specific point. Which point that is, it's up to you. It can be your Facebook group, it can be your application page, it can be whatever, right? It can be your course, it can be whatever. Usually, if you're trying to grow your agency, you would have that set up so that people will go out there and maybe schedule a call with you. You will have a Calendly link as a as a way of getting people to schedule a call with you. Now, also, my personal preference for agency folks specifically, and for coaches as well, is to make them apply before talking to you, okay? Because otherwise you will get a lot of people that might not be a good fit for the agency that you're trying to build. So you will, number one, optimize your profile, and then during the next 45 days straight, 45 days straight, you will go out and help on this Facebook group that you should join. Okay, so help and content. And this shouldn't take you more than maybe 45 minutes to an hour every day. And then as you start getting better and better and better, this is how you go out there and get clients initially. Okay, so number one, you optimize your profile, your social media profile. And number two, for 45 days straight, and you don't miss a day, okay? For 45 days straight, Monday to Monday, you dedicate 1 hour to actually go out there and find topics to jump in and help. find questions in these Facebook groups to actually go in and help. So find questions to actually go in and help and answer. That is number one. And number two, you want to create content. Now, you start seeing the thing here that I put out content, and here I'm telling you create content. This is the content that you can start putting out. So this is the content that will feed your content machine. So you can build a really nice blog post or guide in a Facebook group, or you can create a video. Don't spam, okay? Don't spam. Go ahead and create a video. Go ahead and create really good content for your Facebook group, for this Facebook group or this LinkedIn group, and you will do this for 45 days straight. Again, you don't need money to do this. You don't need content to do this. You will start producing content by doing this, and then guess what? You will end up with 45 days worth of content after this. So those might be 45 blog posts, those might be 45 videos, okay? So you will end up with 45 pieces of content. But let me tell you something. If you go every single day and you do two things. Number one, you answer people's questions. And number two, you are creating content in the group. You will A, become an influencer in that group, and B, you will start getting people reach out to you. Now, what's going to happen is that as you start doing this, people will start checking you out, right? So people will start saying, who is this guy? Right? So people will start checking you out. This is why this is really important. If you have kitten pictures in your profile, people will say, well, this guy's not serious. Facebook is not a social media platform. Facebook is a business platform, specifically for people that are looking for coaches, for clients, when it comes to agencies, for high ticket coaching, for whatever, okay? Facebook is a business platform. So you want to set this up as you might do like a real job. Okay, you want to go in the Facebook group every single day and drop answers like stuff, right? Commentate, engage in the group, number one, and number two, create content for the group, really helpful content. Now, before doing this, you may want to kind of sit down and write like 10 ideas worth of content, okay? Sit down one afternoon, grab your coffee, grab your tea, whatever, grab a beer, and then sit down and write 10, 15 pieces of content that you can start sharing with people. And the reason why is because you don't want to show up to do your thing for the Facebook group at the beginning of the day or at the end of the day, whenever you want to do it, and then go blank, right? You don't want to show up, sit down and say, okay, I'm going to be super helpful now because I need 5 clients, and go blank. You don't want to do that. That's why you want to sit down and maybe think this through in terms of, I'm going to develop 15 ideas of content ideas, and then I would start optimizing my profile and have a clear call to action, and then I'll go in. Once you go through the first 15 days, usually it starts flowing. Okay, it starts flowing. So this is something that has put me on the map. This is something that has allowed me to replace clients if in case you get some client churn, people go, people come, whatever. We're agency, so that will happen. This will allow you to kickstart your agency. This is all you need to do. Like, this is all you need to do. $0, 0 current assets. Nobody knows who you are, but hell, if you're helpful, then that is something that you want to go ahead and use to your advantage. Okay. So, hope this helps, buddy. Let me know if it does. And I know that you have the chops to do it. Okay, so go ahead and do it. Okay, cool. So let's go to the next question, which is Walid. Thank you, Walid, for supporting the stream. Okay, Hernan, how you doing? I'm doing great. Thank you. What should be the main responsibility of a Facebook ads expert to handle a client ad account? For example, creating the ad copy, creating the images, ensure the lead quality fits bad, because in copy, people charging each word of content. Thanks advance for your kind answer. Okay, great question, Walid. Here's what I ask my media buyers to do. And each agency or each person have their different way of approaching this. But here, what I ask my media buyers to do is they need to come up with the content for the ads. They need to come up with the imagery. Videos, unless it's like an e-commerce product, or we can whip up those promo videos that are like 10, 15 seconds long that have, like moving things and moving graphics and like words in them and whatnot. Unless we can create them for the client, then usually video is responsibility of the client. I work mostly with coaches, consultants, personal brands, and all of that. So when you an info product, so when you're positioning that info product, you want to go ahead and get content by the client, right? That's why in my case, videos is responsibility on the client. I'll tell the client, hey, this is the videos that I want you to do, this is what I need, this is the type of video, blah 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 blah. So I show them and I coach them on how to do it. All right, but usually my media buyers will go ahead and create the imagery or get the imagery. Usually we use native image for the ads, unless we create like really simple banner ads for images. So usually we use native images, which are images from the client itself, and they need to write the copy. Okay, they do need to write the copy for the client. Now again, the way we approach advertising is that you don't need to be masterful at copy. Okay, you need to be all right, and I help them with copy stuff, and they need to write copy and all of that, so they become better at copywriting by working with me. So they become better at copywriting just by writing copy. Okay, so basically they need to check. They are in charge of, again, writing the copy, setting up the ads, and also setting up all of the campaign structure. So they need to come up with the audiences, they need to come up with the custom audiences, they need to come up with the different strategies for scaling. So that's their job. Okay. Now, when it comes to lead quality, that is kind of a difficult thing to say, because lead quality is based on the client, right? The client will tell you, hey, the lead quality is not there. And then on that case, I might jump in and then devise a strategy for the entire campaign. Because the ads is only one part of the strategy, right? One part of the campaign. The other 50% is the funnel. And if the funnel is not good, if the client has a crappy funnel, then it doesn't matter what you do in the ads, right? It doesn't matter. So the quality of the ads, the quality of the leads is usually not necessarily tied to the ads. It might be tied to the conversion mechanism, which is the ads plus whatever conversion mechanism you have in the back end, right? Is it a conversion page? Is it a webinar? What is it, right? So usually I have my media buyers create the copy, create the images. Basically we take over. Basically on the ads we take over. Now, if we want the client to, if the client feels like writing copy, I have some clients that they do write copy and they feel like it, sure, we'll run it. We will split test it with our own copy and whatnot. Like, there's no reason why we wouldn't do it, but have that in mind. That's basically what we do when it comes to a handle client account. But again, I'm telling you, this is my way of doing things. Some other agencies will have media buyers doing media buying alone, and then you will have a creative team, which I know because I've done this type of splitting tasks. You have a creative team that they will write the copy, create the articles, create the ads and the images and everything. They will give that to the media buying team, and then we will have a media planning team, right? Which is another thing. So you will have a creative team and you will have a media buying team. But in my case, like, I like media buyers to grow when they're working with me. So, they usually do everything. That's how you grow. Okay, cool. Hope that helps, buddy. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got. Now let's jump into the screen share again, and we'll go from there. Okay, cool. Let's see. All right. Okay, cool. So let's see. We have Walid again. Please advise for a lead gen in a special category. When we start a new campaign, how much should the audience size or audience interest range of each ad set? And after we define a winning ad set, should we put into CBO to reduce lead ad cost? Thanks in advance. Great question, Walid. And the thing with special categories is that unfortunately you cannot target a lot of stuff. So right off the bat, you are limited by the audience size, right? So when you're running ads in a special category, pretty much a lot of targeting capabilities go away. Right, so you cannot target based on interest, you cannot target based on a lot of stuff, which is fine, right? So that kind of, it's detrimental to the performance of the campaign to a degree, to an extent. In some cases it will work. Now, once you find winning ad sets with the broad targeting that you can within a special category, once you find winning ad sets, I would say, hey, keep the CBO, keep the ad set level budget running, and start increasing the budget on those winning ad sets. So let's say that you launch 5 ad sets initially and 2 of those are winning. I would keep on increasing the budget on those 2, and I would keep on potentially duplicating those 2 ad sets and increasing the budget as I duplicate them. Okay, CBO is mostly like a scaling technique. I haven't seen CBOs to reduce lead ad costs, unfortunately. It does work great for scaling, but it doesn't work as well for keeping the lead ad cost down. What will keep the lead cost down is your creatives. So whenever you see that your lead ad is going up, you need to refresh your creatives. That's kind of the antidote to fight that type of lead creeping up. Okay, cool. Let's see. Thibault, I hope that I'm pronouncing your name right, buddy. Thibault. I'm sorry if I'm butchering it. I'm sorry. And Thibault actually sent me a message to my page, and I asked him, hey, would you mind going there and I'm posing the question here, because since we're here, let's just answer this. Okay, cool. Let's see. I'm experiencing big problems with my Facebook ads. I launched some ads on the European market in mid-May. Everything was doing well. My CPMs were around $5 on average, and since they have skyrocketed to around $18 to $20 on average. I have no explanation for this. I have obviously played around with my business manager by creating new campaigns, ad sets, creatives, but I do not have an explanation for this drastic increase in CPMs, which is really inhibiting the growth of my business. I've gone through the whole internet to find potential explanations. I deliver high quality ads. I have good delivery times and good customer feedback. I do not do drop shipping. My audience seems to be okay, 2 million. I do not have a bad Facebook page score. Would you, from the top of your head, have a potential explanation for this? Would really appreciate your help if possible. Yes, buddy, I do. And 2 things. Number 1, I would say, so the first thing that comes to mind is that the CPMs around the world in mid-May are not the CPMs that we're experiencing now. And the reason why is because mid-May or beginning of May, mid-May, it was the peak of the pandemic. It was the peak of the coronavirus thing or the pandemic, okay? What happened is that we saw a big drop, a dramatic drop in CPMs during 4 to 6 weeks. During the beginning, I think it was since the beginning of April up until mid-May, give or take, okay? Maybe at the end of May as well. So we had 6 to 8 weeks of really low CPMs. I think that what happened to you, brother, is that you caught that tail. You caught the tail of low CPMs. Now, CPMs are going back to normal now because a lot of advertisers are going back in the game. They have been advertising for a while. A lot of money is going back into the system. And I think that we are going to be experiencing higher CPMs than at the beginning of the year because advertisers are trying to make up for lost sales right now, so they're pouring more money. Number 1. Number 2 is that we have a political campaign in the US, and while you're targeting the European market, the CPMs go up globally. All right, so there's a lot of missed opportunity that people are trying to make up for, so they're spending more money on ads. So the CPMs are kind of back to normal. In fact, I would say they're a little bit higher than when the year started, okay? Now, that could be your case. Now, something that I would recommend is that you start using automatic placements and that you start using dynamic ad sets, so dynamic creatives. I'm not sure if you're using them, if you're using automatic placements, and if you're using dynamic creatives. These 2 things will lower your CPMs. The reason why is because Facebook will be able to mix and match creatives and will be able to mix and match placements to give you the best delivery for your budget. Now again, this doesn't necessarily mean that the quality of your campaign will go up. We're talking about strictly from a CPM perspective. If you're seeing that you're getting lower CPMs but the traffic quality is not good, then maybe you will need to rearrange your marketing strategy, rearrange your advertising strategy so as to cope with real CPMs, which are the ones that we having right now. Okay, what happened during April and May, it wasn't real. It was a dip. And I was like this. I was like with a megaphone. I was like, start advertising. Go ahead and advertise. I was like this every single day because the CPMs were so low. It was crazy. It was crazy. And people were still buying, But now they're going back to normal. So That could be the case, brother. I really don't know based on what you're telling me, but if I would suggest something is A, go ahead and test automatic placements if you're not. B, go ahead and test dynamic ad sets or dynamic creatives if you're not. These two things will lower your CPMs dramatically, I would say. And number 3, maybe you need to start playing with this new CPM scenario, because that's what happened during these last couple of months. So, and CPMs, by the way, CPMs will still go up as we get close to November. So that's something to consider. Okay, cool. Awesome. All right, awesome. Let's see, TJ. What's up, TJ? Hope you're doing great. Thank you for stopping by. Hey buddy, question about optimizing the Facebook profile. Are you talking about the personal profile or your business profile? When joining Facebook group, do you join as the personal profile or the business profile? Also, does it matter if the Facebook group that I join have very little engagement in the post? Great question, and thank you for allowing me to clarify this. I'm talking about your personal Facebook profile, not your business page. I'm talking about your personal profile. The reason why is because people buy from people. And usually, Facebook pages, they have lower. So Facebook pages, number 1, they're not allowed in all groups. Okay? Like for instance, if you have a Facebook page, you cannot join as a Facebook page on my Facebook group. You need to be a real human being or a Facebook profile. Okay? So, number 1, your personal Facebook profile. Number 2, I think that Facebook profiles have a better reach overall. Like they have a better reach when engaging to people. They have a better reach when it comes to content. They have a better reach overall. Now, the downside with a Facebook profile is that you cannot advertise. For that, you need a Facebook business page. Okay, so I'm making the distinction between page and profile. So that's something that I would recommend is that you do with Facebook profile. And regarding the type of Facebook groups that you're joining, I would definitely suggest that they do have some type of engagement. You want to join Facebook groups that have a high count of posts, daily posts. In fact, you can see that. Actually, let me see if we can take a look at Facebook groups. I don't know. Let's try something right here. Let's try something live. So let's do. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do chiropractors. Okay, cool. So. All right, so let me share my screen. Boom. So chiropractors, I just searched for chiropractors on the Facebooks. And then if I go to groups right here, you should be able to see how many posts a week you have, right? So 25 unread posts, 10 posts a week, 2 posts a week, 2 posts a week. Let's see, 2 posts a day, virtual chiropractor marketing. Okay, so this might be a good thing. 2 posts a day, 4 posts a day. So you want to go in and you want to take a look at what's going on. So as you can see, I joined a couple just by explaining this technique. But you want to go in and check what's going on, right? Because like on this group, there's a lot of spam, right? So in this case, this would be a good question to answer. This person is basically using this to pitch his stuff, which is good, right? Which is good. But this is like a lot of spam. So I wouldn't necessarily join this, like for instance, you have a lot of spam here. I wouldn't necessarily join this. But if you want to have like a really good model of a Facebook group that has a lot of engagement, take a look at ClickFunnels Facebook group. Like you have tons of questions there. You have a lot of people engaging. Though that's a model Facebook group. That's the type of Facebook group that you want to model. Of course, it's hard to find, let's say, realtors or chiropractors, whatever it is that your market is. It's hard to find a group with 250,000 people that are like all crazy about marketing, right? That's something that will happen on marketing groups. But still, like I've had some success going in the ClickFunnels Facebook group and being super helpful. So you want to do this from your Facebook profile, number 1. But also number 2, you want to join Facebook groups that are free of spam, because that means that there are people moderating them and you're seeing high quality questions, So those are the things that I would suggest you do, TJ. So I hope that this makes sense. Okay, let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we have going on. Okay, let's see. Boom. Rodrigo, what's up, Rodrigo? Hope that you're doing great. Let's see. Not sure if you were affected by this last Facebook issue where Ads Manager was over-reporting. After that, has been seeing poor performance lately and checking on the other Facebook group I'm part of. A lot of people are complaining about the same. That happened on June 12th and was acknowledged by Facebook. Yes. So I heard about that. Rodrigo. I personally didn't have any issues. I think that it was on an account basis, on a per account basis in terms of over-reporting, and it was acknowledged by Facebook. It was a bug. They came out and say, hey, yeah, it was a bug on the reporting. We were over-reporting. Now, I don't know if now they're trying to go back and kind of erase or kind of reattribute all of those conversions. That's why I don't really trust the Facebook reporting process that much, or the Facebook reporting system that much. You know this, you've been working with ClickFunnels for a while, you've been working with Facebook for a while, so my recommendation is to always go to the sources. Like when it comes to clicks, impressions, reach, spend, you can take your information from Facebook. But when it comes to leads, you want to go to your autoresponder. When it comes to sales, you want to go to your shopping cart. And you or someone in your team, or on this case, on my case, my assistant, what she will do is to put together spreadsheets. So we will put together spreadsheets with how many people visit our page, how many people became a lead, how many people purchase. But we take that from our sources. So we take that from our shopping cart, we take that from Stripe, or we take that from ClickFunnels, or we take that from our autoresponder, from ActiveCampaign or Infusionsoft, or we take that from the source. So anything that has to do with clicks, impressions, all of that, you can take it from the ads, the ads platform, but the ads platforms are really not trustworthy when it comes to anything else, like when it comes to leads, and even less when it comes to purchases. So they should be guidelines that will allow you to scale. But usually, with landing page builders dropping pixels, or with Safari blocking cookies and all of that, it becomes really hard to Facebook and Google, and even Google. This happened with Google and YouTube as well. It's not just a Facebook thing, it's a general thing that it becomes really hard for them to track what's going on. So my recommendation in this case would be to always go to the sources. And then you will be able to see, because, so for instance, I have a funnel for a client. This is a true story, by the way. I have a funnel for a client that we, like, the ads were not reporting. Like, we were getting 0 sales, and we spent like $800 to $1,000, and according to Facebook Manager, we were generating 0 sales, and the pixel was firing and all of that. So I went into the funnel, and lo and behold, we were generating sales, we were generating clicks, and we were generating a pretty good cost to acquire a new customer. So if it was because of what Facebook was saying, I would have killed that campaign that was producing results, right? But what I did was to, hey, listen, Facebook is not reporting, and we check. I talked to my rep, and it was a bug on the Facebook platform. So we just kept the campaign running, and we checked and we used UTMs to understand which ad sets were generating the sales. So that is something that you might want to go ahead and try, is to use UTM parameters to understand which ad sets are generating the sale, right? Not based on what Facebook is saying, but based on what the platform is saying, what your cart is saying, right? So we basically were scaling based on what ClickFunnels was saying and based on the UTM's parameters that we had, because Facebook was not good at reporting back sales. And now it started to report, but our sales are all out of whack, and it has nothing to do with what we're seeing on the back end of the source. So that's what I would recommend in that case, buddy. Some other people swear by, for instance, Market Hero and some other stuff. I haven't tested my Market Hero. I might at some point, but that is something to consider as well. All right, everybody, I don't see any more questions, so I'll give you guys a minute or two to actually drop your questions. And I think that I'll be making that live stream, that live training. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be on a Facebook group. So if you guys want to get more information, go to hernanvazquez.com/Facebook. I might be doing that over the next couple of days. Still need to figure out when and where, but it's going to come. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. So go to hernanvazquez.com/Facebook to join, and I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, let's see if we have any other questions. All right, yeah, we have one from Rodrigo. Because we use custom conversions, results were not affected, but I think because they are still working on the platform, performance has been kind of poor overall. That thing, they fix one side and break another. I know, buddy. It's the game we play. It's the game we play. But I cannot complain. Like, Facebook ads has been super amazing for me, and we generated a lot of revenue, a lot of happy clients, and a lot of happy customers as well for our clients and for my company, so I cannot complain. But it's the game we play, so I totally hear you, my man. All right, everybody, thank you for hanging out with me for a little bit. This was an awesome episode. I hope that this was helpful. If you have questions about marketing, advertising, go to marketingatlasshow.com, drop your question there. If you want to listen to the podcast, I also have a podcast, which is marketingatlaspodcast.com. You go there and you will see different buttons to go in and check the different aspects or the different players or whatever. And make sure that you join the free Facebook group. It's completely free. hernanvazquez.com/Facebook. And I'll see you guys really soon. Thank you for hanging out with me. I hope that you have an amazing week.